So I think there is a very underutilized mechanic in Naraka, which involves grapple canceling. So in this game currently, you can pretty much get out of any lag or animation by initiating grapple, like so. Right? This leads to things like you were able to grapple out of things like this. Now, the reason that is good is because if you say you do this at a suboptimal range, people will generally try to come in on like one of those last hits and then parry you, because you're doing it very like improper or sloppily. But since people are programmed to basically do that right now, where they think that it's going to punish you, you could usually mix them up with grapple. It applies the same with things like right here. Say I was doing this. I go for that one, and I can cancel the second attack into grapple. Because usually what people like to do is they like to dash back and then go into the parry immediately after the first attack. Or something like that, you know, to punish you with Greatsword. They also do that for Spear's two-hit move right here, which you can also cancel this out of the first single attack into grapple. And if they parry, the grapple will always connect and always give you a small follow-up. You know, just example. You know, not a lot of damage, but that's something, right? And that also gives you a knockdown. But you can also do things like, when you play Spear, generally a lot of Spear is actually just like neutral, is just doing Dragon Slayer at certain spacings to where it's threatening, but you're like out of parry range. But you can also do really obvious Dragon Slayers really close and just cancel them. Which just lets you beat up on your opponent without them really knowing what the hell's going on. This turns like this turns spacing that would seemingly not be safe into safe spacing. And let's say you do this overhead with the spear. It's very slow. All right, you see the parry right there? Fuck it, you're just gonna grapple cancel, you know? You can also do stuff with katana and longsword. So people like to slide into katana when you do this, or when you do this. They'll try to slide in the gaps in the attacks, or just like slide it in general and just like parry like that. Right? So you do this, get one attack out, just cancel it right away. And blow them up for it. Longsword. You can see how much hit lag I have there? Like how much lag I have after the wave? Alright, well I can do this instead. If you're trying to like play a certain range. Right? Because currently, it'll probably get fixed, but like parrying this weapon is almost impossible anyway. So they dodge it, you just go for that. Right? Because they can't like focus attack you. I have no idea why that wave missed. They can't like focus attack you back because it will randomly lose to the wave a lot. And if they do focus attack flank you, well, I mean, you're gonna blow them up if you do that. If they focus attack flank you, because you're out of hit stun way before them if they're not gonna grapple cancel. Now I don't think you can do this out of getting parried, and I don't think there is a parry bot that will actually parry me. I guess I could try this actually. Maybe this. Yeah, so okay, you can't do it out of getting parried. You might be able to if it was like a max range sword wave, but that might be it. But that's because that has a weird like interactions that shouldn't exist to begin with. And you can also somewhat punish Monk Bell, and I can show an actual example of that with me and my friend testing like now. It's not a true punish for Bell, but it lets you get out of the hit lag in Bell immediately and threaten with an option. I don't know if it's technically reactionary. It might be only in the realm of you doing it on a prediction, which a lot of monks will, like, if they start getting in the air after, like, an uppercut, that's when they're going to want to bells the next attack. So what you can essentially do is just this and then bait the bell. Just wait for it. All right. Then, let's see. I don't really know if Dagger has any, like, really useful thing. Like, obviously you can do that, so, yeah. But essentially it's just a mix-up I don't really think people are going for at all. Especially with Greatsword, it makes parrying the weapon even more impossible. And it also allows you to get away with doing, like, admittedly it's kind of cheese for the time being until people are accustomed to something like this. But being able to get away with doing something like this, right? Or max range Dragon Slayers into cancel, right? Being able to get away with that kind of stuff right now could actually go a long way. And just stop playing your opponents because they have no idea what's happening. I think that's something that people could just be doing more of. Instead of just, sticking to all the basic, like, things people do right now. And so, as usual, I appreciate everyone watching. It actually means a lot to me when I see comments about me helping people. Except for the weirdos who comment that I'm ruining the game. Those people are weird. But, again, I appreciate everyone watching the content. I'm glad it has some purpose to people. And 24 Entertainment, please stop nerfing everything I figure out. It hurts my feelings. Peace.